Today has been a really crazy day in terms of crypto news, but also tomorrow there's something very important that's going to happen that I've been warning you guys about, and I really hope you guys are all ready. But it wouldn't be a crypto news episode if we didn't cover everything that's going on. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about Do Kwon, the guy behind Luna, who did some really shady things. We're also gonna be talking about XRP, Coinbase, regulators, specifically from the SEC, a little bit about the changing climate, not talking about temperature, I'm talking about the changing investor climate, and how right now you watching this video have one of the best opportunities out there in the world to literally go from a normal, you know what I mean with normal, right, to a completely new realm of riches. And it's wild, the fact that normal everyday people right now can turn absolutely extremely wealthy through the power of crypto, which is why they hate it. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Bitcoin price and what we think is happening now, because Bitcoin is falling down. But first, let us quickly watch this clip from Donald Trump, who's trying to explain exactly what's going on with the market right now.
China wants to change the standard, the currency standard. And if that happens, that's like losing a world war. We'll be a second-tier country. We'll literally be a second-tier country if that happens. Now, you're losing Brazil. You're losing Colombia, South America. You're losing Iran. You've lost it. You've lost Russia. And if you haven't lost them yet, you're going to lose them. China's on the yuan, so China's gone. Then you see France going over. No, what's going on? We're losing. If we lose our currency, that's the equivalent of losing a world war. Our currency is what makes us powerful and strong.
And the reason I'm showing you guys this clip is because I want what's best for you. And trust me when I say that there are many people out there that are trying to hide the facts. They're not putting it right in front of you. They're saying everything is just fine. We've seen many of the most important people say, hey, some very negative times are about to come up. And we in the crypto community can see that for the most part, crypto right now is one of the best chances for the everyday working man to make crazy riches, which is what I've kept telling you. They really discourage you from getting into it. We've seen it with the power of the SEC. We've seen it with the power of the banks. I mean, look at how interesting it's been, the fact that the SEC says, hey, if you're trying to do something in the US, come in and talk to us and we'll get you sorted out. But then when you come in, they smack you in the face with a lawsuit. And again, that was an opportunity for the newer generation of companies to take over. Mostly, however, it would take in too much of the traditional finance, and they're just afraid of it, which is why they keep smacking it down. And obviously why they don't make rules, because at that point, a lot of money would flow over from traditional system into this newer blockchain crypto system. In that regard, a very good upgrade we recently had was the fact that Ethereum Shanghai upgrade went live, because this basically allowed a lot of institutional capital to be inputted into our new system, as it's now withdrawable again. The problem with Ethereum before was that you could lock it up for staking and potentially get it out in a couple years, but no real dates. Right now, things are confirmed, getting juicier every single day, and the numbers basically showcase that this was something that was very much in demand. And I keep telling you, the Ethereum hard fork was such a major deal, but I personally think it's mostly in a good way, even though short term it's negative for the price as it allows for more Ethereum to be sold off. The idea and the thought behind it, though, is very extremely bullish. Like I was just talking about, though, in regards to these banks. Guys, if you haven't done it yet, I really recommend you all to press that like button. I try to get to 1,000 likes on every single one of these videos. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't, but I'm also doing a $1,000 crypto giveaway to all my loyal viewers if the Bitcoin price ends April above $30,000. And right now we're below it, which we're going to talk about later on in this video, but there's a good chance that eventually throughout this month, we're still going to turn it back around, and that will be, well, a juicy, $1,000 for you guys watching these videos. So that would be pretty damn cool. All right, before we move on, the most important part that I actually forgot throughout this video is whatever's happening tomorrow. We've talked before, we've talked for long periods of time about Mr. Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC. Now, that man, all right, he tomorrow is gonna be having himself a little appearance in front of Congress where they're gonna be asking him questions about what exactly his stance was on crypto, etc. etc. And I personally believe that it's quite funny that we're right now seeing some congressmen already saying, hey, we kind of want to get Gary Gensler out there again, Rep. Davidson to introduce legislation to fire the SEC boss Gary Gensler for his crypto overreach. I personally think that might be also amidst the confusion regarding their latest move to completely wreck DeFi over in the US. It's interesting how there's not more articles being written about this right now. The fact that he's going to speak tomorrow, it kind of makes it seem as if it's actually not pulling through. But as far as I know, it is. Again, it's going to be tomorrow. In an interview, Representative Patrick McHenry, chairman of the FSC, the Financial Services Committee, confirmed that the SEC chief would have to face questions on April 18th over his approach towards the crypto ecosystem. I'm hoping it's not April 18th of next year. But as far as I believe, this accountability can't really wait another year, so it's going to be tomorrow. Be prepared for that. I also now have found a letter from a couple days ago. The House Financial Services Committee chairman Patrick McHenry and Rep. Ann Wagner sent a letter to SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, slamming the commission for ignoring its capital formation mission during his tenure. They also demanded the SEC to revise its rulemaking agenda. And so they're basically just slapping Gary Gensler left to right. And so I think tomorrow's going to be an extremely interesting day. He's also calling out Mr. Sam Bankman-Fried. And so I'm also thinking how that's going to turn out tomorrow, right? Where they potentially have to discuss all the strange connections between Gary Gensler and FTX and why they didn't call them out earlier. But again, all that we're going to cover tomorrow as, well, hopefully some news comes out about it. Anyway, to go on with our story, we've got something pretty crazy. Crypto Airy lined it out pretty easily. Payout outlets using XRP. CoinsPH supports the following payment outlets through ODL, which again is part of RippleNet that utilizes XRP. Just gives a warning, all right? Little warning for all of you guys. There are some heavy hitters among the midst here. JP Morgan, Bank of America, Nettle, Assen, Citibank, NA Tokyo, Sumitomo, ING, Deutsche Bank, Standard Chartered, and roughly 75 other major global banks. Audio uses XRP as a bridge. The video is close to complete. I always recommend you guys to watch Aries stuff as well if you're into XRP because she breaks down this stuff very properly. My point here being, on the front end, and this is so important, a lot of people don't get this. On the front end, these banks and these financial services, they're telling you, hey, get away from crypto. It's scary. We're not touching it with a 60-foot pole. But then in the back end, and this is what we've been seeing for a long time, they're creating technology, investing in technology, or partially adopting newer technology because they are preparing and they know that the paradigm is shifting. Things are shifting around and crypto is the new wave. I've said it multiple times before why guys like Buffett don't want you to invest in crypto. What is he invested in? So many things that would literally crumble if the crypto space were to take over. And why do you think these regulators keep saying, oh, it's definitely kind of scary for our financial system? It's because it hurts their pockets. But let's not go too deep on that today. I think with just studies like this, even though it's not confirmed here, but you understand good enough, recent studies show that wealthy young Americans, young being I personally find anybody under 50, but even if you ask me honestly, I don't really know exactly what I consider to be old. You know, a 90-year-old is pretty old, but if I look at people, you know, at the age of 70, still think there's quite a lot of youth left still. So let's just put retirement at old, right? So let's put 65 there plus being old and everything before that being quite young still, because I think the majority of wealth is still held by people 55 and over, of which still the best percentage at 60 over. Anyway, some recent studies show that wealthy young Americans are increasingly diverting their investments away from stock market to cryptos and other alternative assets. Again, this is the wave where the everyday person, like I said at the start, can get rich, which is why they want to block it because, well, that's not so nice, right? If you're controlling everything, you don't want people to get power or rich. You want to keep everything for yourself. We talked about it many times. You have to also understand that right now this space is being suppressed way more than meets the eye. And I honestly believe that 99% of the people, even in crypto, don't just fully understand the system and don't understand the games that they're playing. To elaborate, the amount of people that hold crypto is pretty severe, but you got to understand that for the most part, most countries, they still make it almost illegal. Not really, but almost illegal. And it kind of feels as if some parts of it are illegal. By the way, that in the US, they're right now looking at DeFi, where DeFi right now is not really, allowed. Stablecoins, there's big troubles with that. Even things like XRP, things that were in our heads pretty trusted, still have troubles in countries, meaning that the most fundamental parts of the crypto space are not fully being explained, elaborated upon, or allowed to be fully used by you. That's also something that Brian Armstrong here says. There's a lot of good usage behind speculation, but these regulators are trying to make it seem as if all the crypto guys are doing is just speculating on the prices. When in reality, entire systems are built on this technology. But I'd say that a lot of this building that people are trying to do is just being held back by the fact that it's all like very hard to be allowed to do that. But it's like a little bit of a circle where the SEC and guys are saying, oh, because they're just speculating about the prices, giving promises about the prices, and not really doing too much, it shouldn't be allowed. Well, on the opposite side, they're saying, well, we want to do all that stuff. We want to make sure there's more around it, and there actually is, but you're not making it easy on us because you're not allowing us to do that. So where do we stand? Anyway, just because Coinbase and the guys behind Coinbase are talking about it does not mean I fully trust them. Because Gray, one of my friends here in the crypto space, has actually found something. I sometimes like to turn the light off. I don't know exactly why. He found something that really kind of shook my head a little bit. I'm not so sure exactly what I think about it, but I also have to show this to you guys because it is pretty scary. Anyway, what I'm talking about here is this. We found some of your information on the dark web, an email address, and the affected website that they got breached, where they basically stole his information from, apparently says here to be Coinbase, which is pretty scary. Now, Coinbase themselves said that this is not true, but I am not 100% sure what to believe here. The question now being, is Dashlane lying, or is Coinbase lying, or does Coinbase just not know, or is Dashlane connecting the dots improperly? Or did Gray himself do some wrong to get his Coinbase information leaked by, for example, getting phished? All right, now we got to talk about Do Kwon. This was really funny. Do Kwon, the guy behind Luna, Terra, apparently transferred $7 million to a law firm shortly before the Terra crash. Terraform Labs' co-founder supposedly sent almost $7 million to Kim and Chang before Luna UST meltdown, which was kind of funny. He got detained last month, but probably was already preparing for all this to happen. Even though he sometimes states he doesn't know exactly what he did wrong, he apparently sent 9 billion won or $7 million to the law firm. And if you want an update, he right now still is in Montenegro. Both USA and South Korea requested his extradition, but his attorneys, who probably got a good payday while they're trying to stall that, which obviously makes a lot of sense as well, but that's right now what we're waiting for to see where he's going to go after a decision is made, but probably it will still take a couple months more. A little side note, by the way. Everybody was talking about Ripple's liquidity hub and this idea of why did they exclude XRP from one of its newest services? Why did Ripple do that? And anybody with a pea-sized brain can understand, but sometimes you gotta, get a little push in the right direction. It has so many benefits for Ripple and for the lawsuit to exclude some of their services from utilizing XRP. Now, this does it good for a multitude of reasons. Let's talk about a couple. One is it showcases Ripple does things outside of XRP, which is kind of nice. Second of all, it showcases that it could include XRP if it wasn't for the lawsuit and it would just be beneficial for everybody. It wouldn't really have any negative sides. Third of all is that Ripple is creating utility for cryptocurrencies and that the company here supposedly just acts to increase the XRP price or whatever. Well, they're working on the crypto space, working on other cryptos, and the fact that it doesn't always have to be the overarching company that creates utility for other specific cryptocurrencies. It's good from the perspective that Ripple does not need XRP, and potentially the fact that even if Ripple were to do nothing on XRP anymore, on the XP ledger, that it would still survive and actually still thrive. So from every single way that I can think about it, it's quite a smart decision. And it could be a good decision if Ripple were to lose, but also if Ripple just is in the position that it's in right now, it brings a little bit more to the table if the judge looks at it, which she certainly will. And then with regards to the crypto prices, well, as you can see, Bitcoin indeed is following the pattern that we laid out a little while ago, the ascending broadening wedge. This is the one thing that I warned you guys about, and the fact that this could actually still break down. We also covered that over on the lower time frames, Bitcoin was looking poised for some sort of breakout. Again, you can see where our next target lies at roughly $28.6 thousand if we were to continue to break down further. There was a little bit of crucial support that we actually did break through just a little while ago. Let me quickly show it to you guys. You can see right there was our major support. And over the last couple of hours, we have actually broken through. I am preparing you guys, embracing you guys for another bounce off of $28.7 or so thousand. And like I already stated right now, again, we are not in the clear just quite yet. We want this weekly candle right here to be in the green for us to consider the bull market to be, confirmed back. Right now, we just have better odds of things moving nicely because we've gotten above this bearish territory, and most of the analytics, which I've been showing you guys for a little while right now, are just pointing to the fact that the bull market is back or is, relatively around the corner basically, even though it could take another couple of weeks. But from that perspective, well, I'm not really worried. Again, guys, I make sure to buy crypto every single day. Not a day goes by, and that's to minimize regret. I've already talked to you guys before about how I like to live life, and that's mostly where you get to a certain point that making money ain't gonna make your day anymore, and losing money also ain't that much of a problem. It's all about living your days to the best is the best way I like to describe it. Just doing whatever you like while also utilizing your funds optimally. And for me, that basically means that I put my money where my mouth is, yeah, but also that I put my money to work. As long as you're being safe about it, you can definitely invest a significant amount of your money in crypto. That's what I'm personally doing, with the idea that I'd rather try it out and fail completely than not try it out and live this safe, sad existence. No, that's not it. It's just I'd rather try. And I've explained this philosophy many times before, which is why I was so excited to get into venture capital and why that's my main business. It's because I like the thrill, I like the risk, I like to invest money with a very high probability of failing, but with that little sliver of a probability to succeed greatly. I love it. And with crypto, I feel differently about it. It's just a matter of, well, if I just buy crypto every single day, the probability of me not getting a good average price is pretty low. So I just buy all the time. One thing I have to think about is which exact coins to buy, but I just buy the coins that I mostly talk about on the channel. I did a couple of top 10 videos on my channel a while ago as well. And if you still are not sure which coins I always buy, let me know down below and I might make a video about it. All I'm looking into right now is just all the different airdrops and all the information to give you guys, because I want to make sure the videos are good, but also do some research into exactly how to optimally do it. Because there's one thing of just joining an airdrop, but there's another thing of doing it properly and making a freaking ton of money. So I'm preparing all that for you guys. It's going to be out soon. 1 or 2 airdrop videos are going to be coming out in the next 7 days, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video, hopefully later today or tomorrow somewhere. Well, no one knows. Just make sure you subscribe to the channel, and yeah, that's about it.